Hey loves, I'm coming back to you today with another video, and this is actually going to be a foundation test. I guess I've already worn the foundation. I like it, but it's going to be the foundation from The Ordinary. I already know how I feel about it. I know how to think about it and everything, but I'm going to try to do, which is my first time, wear it, come back later so you can see how it is without blotting through the day. So I don't know what time I'm going to come back, but let's get started. So this is The Ordinary, as I said before, and I'm surprised I still have the box. A high coverage creamy foundation that softens undesirable hues. Shake, dispense a small amount on the back of your hand, smooth on and blend throughout the face. And then this is the full coverage one. I actually got the light coverage one, but I haven't worn that yet because I was going somewhere and wanted full coverage. So what am I starting out with? Oh, that's what I got. The Hide Hair and Silicone Primer. That's supposed to be good for blurring, surface smoother primer. So I'm gonna go ahead. I already put my moisturizer on my face today, and here's next. So this is the primer. Put it out. The primer is kind of a bit hydrating to me, but I'm just gonna sit there and use it with it. I wish I got both, but it is what it is. And I'm just gonna rub that in. And as you can see, even when I put this on, it looks like I put lotion on to me. Like my face looks hydrated. It does fill in, I guess, because my face is smooth after putting it on. Very, very smooth. But I feel like my lotion, or like I just put lotion on. So that's the primer. Nothing special about that. And then for me, so I actually got both of these, which is good because I think I'm a mix. 3.2R. I feel like I'm a little, this is a bit too dark and this one is a bit too light. Like, let's see if I can show you the swatches. 3.2N. I'm going to drop a little of that right there. And then you can kind of see it right there. That's how it looks. Maybe if I did that with a certain powder, I could pull it off. And then the next one is 3.2R. And it's a little darker. Use a different finger. And you can see there, that one has more of a red tone to it, but it's beautiful still. I feel like when I put it on my face, it's still a tad bit. So I mix both of them. I'm going to take, as you can see, this is actually really lightweight. I'll show. I put the 3R first, and then I'm going to turn it, and you can see it's running slightly. It is a bit watery. It's running a little bit. And then I'm just going to drop right in the middle, like half a pump on top of a full pump of the 3R. And then let's get started. So I literally put it there like that, and then I just stipple it in and let it mix itself. And let me come in closer so you can see. Oh wow. And that's it on my cheek, and you can see the coverage is actually pretty freaking amazing. And I use it with this because it's so light. I feel like some people probably do it with the Beauty Blender, but for my lighter foundations, I tend to use a brush. So you can see I have discoloration there. And I'm literally, look at that. It covers it. So it is like full coverage or higher coverage for that to cover that. I'm going to tell you, and I actually go back over it again because it's never enough. I just start and prefer to build. So maybe that's why. And everything on my hand is done. But if you look at my skin, as far as I'm concerned, my skin looks glowy. This is not matte in my opinion at all. Like people say, I've heard it's supposed to be comparable to the MAC Match Master, I believe. I haven't worn that in years, so I honestly don't remember. I don't ever think that was that. I don't ever recall it being that moisturizing because I wouldn't have bought it if I felt it was that moisturizing. But this is like a nice everyday foundation in my opinion. And I mixed a little bit more, and I took a tiny amount. I'm just putting that on my forehead and hitting over my eyes because I'm not wearing anything else. I'm so sorry, that is my computer dying. And then I'm just going to go over that. You can't see it, but I'm going to stipple a little bit more right there because I'm going to show you how I wear it personally and how it works for me. So as you can see, this is my face to my chest. That's a really good match. Like, literally. Yeah, it looks good. It's a little darker, but my face is naturally a little dark. So now that that's on, what I actually do after, which is like get a piece of tissue. If you have actual Kleenex, I have it, but I don't know where it's at, and I'm normally in the bathroom anyway, so I just like take a piece of tissue, and I was gonna separate it, but I guess it doesn't matter because either way. And I take this piece of tissue and I literally press it against my face. I told you I feel like it's moisturizing. You can see how this now looks a bit more matter and not as moisturized as this. And I feel like because I consider myself oily, I'm not a oily girl. I consider myself oily, but I'm actually combination. My oily spots is all in here and it'll hit my cheeks and everything, which is where I normally get shiny. But I just go and I press. That's my way of picking up the moisture from the foundation, the oil, and it also transfers when I do it. So I am picking back up some of the color, which is why I went ahead and went over it with the that one spot a second time, just so it would actually still have coverage on it. And even with that, there's still, but I just go over so at least I'm not dewy looking. So I'm gonna come in close just so you can see the coverage it gave my skin. So that isn't bad. You can still see, have a little discoloration coming through there. And I'm okay for every day. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. It makes it look more like skin. And my mom actually loves this one because it looks like skin and nothing's on my face, which is awesome. And then to finish it up, I actually go in and just tap it off with this. Oh, the MAC blot powder. The MAC blot powder in Deep Dark. And literally I take it, swirl, and I just push it into my skin. Sorry, my brushes are dirty because I've been using it with this foundation though, so this is the same thing I've been using. And I'm just gonna wear this today. I'm not even gonna like do full makeup on my face because normally I do contour and everything, but I am probably just gonna wear it this way because I don't feel like wearing makeup. I'm wearing makeup just for this video. This is early for me, at least to get up and do makeup if I'm not going to work. But I do have errands to run today. So, I generally wear makeup on the weekends. That's it. And my weekend consists of Friday through Monday. So, and this is my full face. And give me a moment, I'm just going to add some mascara and my eyebrows and I'll be back. So I lied, I went and I did put a little light contour and then, yeah, a little bit of highlight, you know. But if you look at my skin, which I guess I should zoom in for this. Even looking at my skin, you can see, even with what I did, yes, I do have highlight there. But my skin, it still looks like skin. You can still see a bit of moisture to me. It's not matte even with the blotting powder, which when you first put it on, looks like it has a little white cast to it, but in actuality it's fine once it sets in. But that's my skin. It still has that I guess a natural finish, a natural matte, maybe that's what I'd call it, the natural matte on my skin. So this is how it looks, and I'll come back later on, or I'll take a picture in between, somewhere in between, depending on what time I actually make it back to the camera. And for a shade comparison, I am, which I figured out, they always want to put me to NW45. I'm actually NC47, which has been working for me very well lately. And then in the Mineralize, I am dark tan, but that's in Studio Fix. I don't wear their foundation, I like their concealer. But we'll be back and see what you think about it in a few times as far as how it looks on my skin. The time right now is 7:17. So I told you I put this on at 7:17. Right now it is 11:52. So it's been like about 4.5 hours almost, and this is my face currently. As you can see, oil is starting to come through a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. It looks like skin. Like, I'd be fine with this. I'd say probably in another 2 hours or so I'd want to blot, but it's actually holding up good. It looks like skin. I think it's beautiful. You can't see on the side that my marks are coming through some because it's like medium coverage, but it doesn't look bad on my skin. Like, I don't feel like a hot, oily mess. So I'll come back to you probably one more time and see how it looks. But so far for me, this is holding up great. See you soon, loves. So hey, loves, I'm coming back to you again today. And this has been 10 hours and I've been wearing this foundation. So it is 5:19. So like what? 2 minutes over 10 minutes. I'm at over 10 hours. And as you can see, I am oily. Like right here, you can tell I'm a little crease bucket. But I don't think it's horrible. Like, I'm oily, but I don't think it's bad. Like, even looking just in my my lens, I can see my nose is just super oily. So I'm oily, but like when you turn to the side, Like this part is oily, but this part isn't too bad. It still looks like skin, so it's not horrible. Right here, you know, it doesn't look bad. It's just in that main part, my nose, teeth. But you can see the grease. So this is after 10 hours, which is not bad. You can see my cheek doesn't look too bad. It didn't really come off too much, you know, when I did this morning with the blotting and took off the majority. But I'm going to take another piece of tissue. Yes, I use tissue. Or sometimes, yeah, tissue. Kleenex works better, but I don't know where it is right now. So I'm just going to go in and blot so you can see the difference. Like, even let me blot half of my nose. Well, no, do the whole nose. So I'm going to go in and blot so I'm not as oily because I don't plan on taking this off yet. I'll take it off tonight when I get back home. Right there is it really oily, so you only really need to blot the inner. And even with it blotting now, you can see there's some, but it's not horrible. It's way less than this morning what I took off. So I'm not going to complain about that. This isn't bad. So that shows you it wasn't horrible. But you can still see my skin looks good. It covers most of my imperfections. You can see it lightly, but it isn't horrible. So the foundation didn't come off too much. And literally, I'm putting that in, and I'm just going to go back in with my blot powder. Just a little bit, but I like wearing this. I only blot once, and even with going in, because it looks so skin-like, I'm only gonna pat on my nose, underneath my eyes, and here. I don't care to do everything else because it gives it like that little natural glow, so I'm okay with that. It doesn't look bad there, as I told you before, once I pat it. So I make sure I put the powder on after I take off the oil because I don't want it to look cakey. But this is how my face looks wearing the foundation. I've had it on for 10 hours. My face still looks pretty good. It's a little oily, but I still have coverage. I think it's a good everyday foundation. I wouldn't wear it out, but literally, I actually went to the beach with this, and it actually held up pleasantly, surprisingly good. So, this is the Ordinary foundation, and I love it. I will wear it every day, and I believe it retails, which I never said in the beginning, it retails for like $7. I paid for these, so I can't go wrong. And the primer was like $7 or $8. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have looked at prices first. But I will put the price up in the corner in the beginning, and then I'll do it again. But I definitely think you should take it out. I know they're restocking, but check it out. Wear it for every day. I won't put it in my kit, but I would wear it for myself because it's light, it's easy, it's quick, and it saves me time. Or maybe for high schoolers that are younger, this might be a good choice for them. So thank you for taking the time out. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again shortly, loves. Have a good one.